So Luke 10, verses 38 through 42 talk about Mary and Martha, and they were sisters. And they were very different than each other. Y'all ever known any sisters who were very different than each other?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So this is kind of a short story, but it packs a punch, okay? So it says, now, as they went on their way, Jesus entered a village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teachings. But Martha was distracted too much to listen to his teachings, right? Mm-hmm. She was serving. She went up to him and she said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her to get up and help me. But the Lord answered, Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things, but only one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion, which will not be taken away from her. So I think there are so many times as women where we have so many different kinds of pressure on us. You need to get this done. You need to take care of this person. You need to keep this person alive. You need to keep this person fed. You need to keep this person clean. You know, you got to keep up with all of yourself and a bunch of other people, and you got to make sure everybody else has what they need. And that's how Martha felt that day. Yeah. And we know that it's not a bad thing to take care of other people. It's not a bad thing to prepare food and serve and to host things. It's not a bad thing. But as we've discussed before, if you have the opportunity to be with Jesus, to sit at his feet and learn, to lean into him, that's always your number one priority. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. So we came up with lists of things that can be good, like raising a family or having a marriage or having a close friendship or going to church. You know, whatever it is it might be that's productive for you. But if you put it above your relationship with Jesus, it's become an idol. It's become a stumbling block. So we understand Martha here, don't we? Yeah. Don't we relate to her? Oh, yeah. We say, Lord, she's not doing anything. Right. She's sitting while I run around getting everything ready, trying to help everybody. We know that. We've been there before. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we expect Jesus to hop in and say, hey, lazy bones, get up and help your sister.
It's your husband.
Right. You expect for Jesus to be on her side. But what he says is a gentle reminder that she's chosen the right thing. It's more important for her to sit at my feet and spend time with me while I'm here in your home than to buzz around and serve us. Right. Mm-hmm. So what freedom there is in that. You know, that God's not looking for how much can you get done for him. Mm-hmm. He's looking for you to listen to him and obey him. Right. So there's going to be times when you sit at his feet and he does call you to do something. Mm-hmm. He'll say, okay, when we're done with this conversation, you're going to say amen, but I'm going to keep listening to you and you're going to keep listening for me. And I want you to get up and I want you to prepare this Bible study, or I want you to look up that verse and mark it in your Bible so that you can share it with this person or that person. Yeah. So he is going to call you to do things for his kingdom, for his glory, for his people. But there are going to be very important times when the most important thing is to focus on your relationship with him. Oh, yeah. Getting to know him better. And I think that there's such freedom in this story, because we're going to have a lot of things that we've got to accomplish. We're going to have a lot of responsibilities. We're going to have a lot of goals to set, and those things are extremely important. But what I think is that we're not going to get to the bottom of that. We're not going to be successful in those things unless we've spent enough time with Jesus. Right. To where we're full of him. Because can we meet all these goals we've set for ourselves on our own? Mm-mm. No, mm-mm. I can't. Mm-mm. I can't.
My biggest fear is success.
Your biggest fear is success, really? So what would happen if you were to be successful? What would happen to you?
I don't want to fail again.
So you're afraid?
Fear is failure.
Yeah, no, so you're afraid to fail.
It's success, but only because I know I've done it before, but I was in active addiction, so I know I can do it again without it.
My biggest fear used to be failure. So I understand.
I'm scared to live alone.
It was bad enough that I wouldn't try.
Yeah.
Because I would just ignore what I needed to do so that I wouldn't fail later.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, because what your mind tells you and what the enemy tells you is that if you don't really try, then you can't fail.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you put all this effort and energy into doing something great and then you fall short, that's a terrible feeling. And the enemy says, do you want to have that terrible feeling of failure,
No.
of falling short? And you say no, and he'll be like, well, then don't even mess with it.
Right.
And what it relates back to is perfectionism. Have you ever looked into that?
Perfectionism.
No. I set my expectations to myself too high.
We might spend some time looking at perfectionism because that's where it comes from.
Yeah. And even when we do things and we have confidence, sometimes we can start thinking about things and worry, because I know just going on trips for me, even if it's a mission trip that I really want to do, I think, well, my fibromyalgia is too bad. I'm not going to hold up 4 whole days in a row. I'm going to have a lot of pain. I might need to take a nap. They need to send somebody else.
Yeah.
They need to send somebody who can swing a hammer. They need to send somebody who can pick up a window,
Yeah.
But that's not always what we're called to do. Sometimes we're called to teach and to sit together, to fellowship, to learn from each other. And what I've really realized, the day we left for this trip, our preacher did a sermon on the little boy who gave his fish and his loaves, just his lunch. And Jesus multiplied it to feed thousands and thousands of people. And what we learned from that story was, if I put myself in the position of the little boy, and all I have is a little bit, and I'm not somebody who can prepare food for everybody. I'm not somebody who can teach like Jesus. I'm not somebody, who can perform miracles. What Jesus wants from me is to just give what I have.
Right.
So what do you have? Can you try to ride up can you try to study? Can you try to? And what God does is he takes whatever we have and he multiplies it for his kingdom and his glory. So it's not on us. The pressure is not on us to save other people. The pressure is not on us. It's not on me to build this house or remodel this bathroom or keep this floor from falling in. The pressure is on me to simply obey whatever God's calling me to do, just to do my best. And then that is enough. No more perfectionism. So what would it be like for you guys this week if I had said to myself in South Carolina, I'm not going. The fibro's too bad. I'm somebody who can't help other people because I don't ever feel good. I might have to take a nap and that would embarrass me. So I'm not going to go. And I'm not going to prepare any of these studies. And I'm not going to meet those women. I'm going to stay at my farm and I'm going to sleep late. And I'm going to get up when I feel like it. And I'm going to fry me some eggs.
Fried eggs do sound good though.
That does sound good. Yeah. Do you think if I had made that decision based on fear of being embarrassed that I had to take a nap or embarrassed that I needed help carrying my bag, what would that be like for you this week? Would that have been what was best? For me to just stay home and never meet you at all and us not do Bible study at all? No, that's not what's best, because God's been orchestrating this from the beginning of time. Whitney's just gotten saved. She's 7 days in when I met her.
Yeah.
What she needed and what God orchestrated is a situation where she could have Bible study, intense Bible study for 4 days right after she got saved.
Yeah.
I did not know you got saved.
Yeah.
We haven't spoken about that.
Yes, she's in. She's in.
Vicky's husband. Yeah.
Oh, that is
Was here.
awesome.
Yeah. Mhm.
That needs, I feel like, some celebration.
Yes. Yes.
Nobody told me this though. What?
This is new information.
No, no idea.
So God's been orchestrating this from the beginning of time. And I will tell you, I do have a hard time getting up early because of the way my body handles pain. And I know a lot of Bible studies. I'm familiar with a lot of Christian books and Bible studies that are really good and helpful. But God woke me up early one morning there wasn't a reason I needed to get up. And he started telling me these things. that we've been studying this week. And I started writing them down, and I started typing them out and printing them out. So this isn't from a book that you can go get at the library. This is something he woke me up and said, you need this.
Right.
And then it came up, hey, they're thinking we might do a Bible study at the shelter. And I was still going, well, I don't even know if I'm going to that. And I was like, but God did wake me up over the course of a couple days, and I wrote out 4 sessions of a brand new Bible study, and I don't know how he wants me to use them.
Yeah.
And I said, well, ask Jason how many days we'll be there. And they're like, it looks like you'd need 4 sessions.
For the 4.
Okay, well, I got that, right? So what God did is he gave me the words he wanted you to hear before he even told me I was coming.
Wow.
So whatever it is you're praying for today, whatever it is you don't even know to pray for, but God knows you're going to need, it's already on the way. Because he's ahead of us. He sees, and he's providing, and he's loving, and he's always going to make sure that you have what you need. So the verse I want you to remember with this one, and we can turn to this and you can mark it if you want to. We've got the little post-its you can mark. So this is we'll all use the same ones.
Okay, thank
This
you.
is Philippians 4:1, and it says, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And some of them say, who strengthened me. And that's the same thing, right?
Yes.
So does this say I can do all things that I set my mind to? No. Does it say I can do all the things I want to do? No.
No.
It says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So that means if he brings you to it, he's going to bring you through it. And that's what I had to say. I had to stop listening to the enemy. And when the opportunity came and they're like, okay, Katrina, we want you to do this. And then I look at my notes and I say, I have 4 sessions. And they say, we want you to teach 4 sessions. Do I say, yes, I can do that? God's been preparing me for that. Or do I say, no, I'm not going to go because I'm not strong enough to do construction?
Philippians.
We're gonna go.
13.
So Philippians 4.
1081.
1081.
Everybody find it? I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength.